I moved to Seattle and I wanted to enjoy all that the outdoors had to offer. I couldn't afford one of these boats, so there was only one thing left to do: build kayaks. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. I found Redfish Kayaks. They have beautiful designs and provide kits. That'll save me the time from milling all the strips. These kayaks are built from 20-foot long red cedar strips for the hull. The kit came with all the parts and a good set of plans. I started gluing up the bow and stern laminated assemblies on the forms. The next thing to do is start assembling the station forms to build the hull of the kayak. Here you can see the completed forms, but also you can see the stack of strips that comes with. You start by stapling the first strip to the form. Building two at once is going to be a lot of work, but it should be fun. After the first strip is done, you start adding the next. Tape and clamps create the pressure to make the glue bond. We then start adding strips and more strips and more strips. I could do about 3 a day on each side. When you get the hull almost complete on one side, then you have to make it match on the other. It's a form and fit. There's a lot of trimming that has to be done to get a good bond line down the middle of the kayak. You can see how beautiful the hulls are. Then we had to add reinforcement to the bow and the stern, as they're going to get a lot of wear. I love the shape of the bow and stern. Now it's time to start adding the fiberglass and epoxy to the hulls. You start with the fiberglass mesh. Now we're making progress. You get to flip the hulls over and start building the top. I chose mahogany and Alaskan yellow cedar for the deck. I think it makes a beautiful contrast. A lot of strips, a lot of clamps, and a lot of blue tape hold this thing together as the glue sets. The only difference between these two kayaks is we use the dark mahogany around the one cockpit and the yellow cedar around the other. We have to fit the combing wall around the cockpit after we fiberglass the deck. Now we start building the cockpit. Now it's time to join the deck to the hull. The port covers go back in the holes where you cut them out. Here is the completed cockpit, which looks gorgeous. One of the last steps is adding the rigging to the deck. It took exactly 1 year to make both of these, and I averaged 7 hours a week working on them. It's time to get them to the water. They float. These kayaks have been in the Pacific Ocean. Here in Lake Union, you can see the Seattle Space Needle in the background. They've been in the Mississippi River, and we've been chased by alligators. And finally, they've been in the Hudson River and the Atlantic Ocean. These kayaks have been awesome and have traveled coast to coast. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe.